Good morning, everyone. I'm Sarah. I'm the Real Simple Mama out here with my girls. We've got yogurt all over our beaks. We're hanging out. It's a beautiful morning. And I wanted to talk to you about, let's say you've got a flock, everything's going well, everybody is integrated and happy, but all of the sudden you start getting some bullying problems in your flock. Let's talk about why that may happen and the two things that you can do. So we're out here, it's a lovely morning, and the girls are eating some yogurt with baby aspirin in it. You can see the video that I just did in regards to if your chicken has a mechanical, like a physical injury, and how you can give them baby aspirin. But I wanted to talk about a situation that I'm experiencing, and I've done some research on it, I've done some thinking on it, and I wanted to help you. So like I said, we've talked a lot about bullying in the past and how to quarantine the bully, what's in your backyard flock, and in just the social hierarchy of your chickens. These things are considered normal. These things are considered a chicken going too far as bullying somebody else, messing up the pecking order, that kind of thing. And I started experiencing a bullying problem just really suddenly out of the blue in this flock that gets along really well. And so there are two possible things that could be going on, and I wanted to talk to you about it. So the first is the obvious thing. If somebody just suddenly starts being a bully, like there's been flock harmony, I don't know what the deal is. Somebody may be trying to challenge their place in the pecking order. For example, I've got 6 hens right now. Gracie, my barred rock right here, is second in line. She's second in the social order as they spray Greek yogurt all over each other. And let's say she's been happy in the second spot, right? She's been content, everybody's fine, but suddenly she decides, I'm not content being second, I want to be first. So that's the most obvious reason that there might suddenly be a bullying problem, is that somebody is no longer happy in their spot and they want to start trying to move up in the order. I find that usually happens to the birds that are in the middle of the order. So again, if we're talking about a flock of 6, which I know is a small number, but in a flock of 6, we're probably talking about the birds that are in places 3, 4, and 5. Not the one who's in the very bottom, because they probably are, they understand that they're at the very bottom, and not the ones who are at the top because they're at the top, but the ones who are in the middle and they're kind of sick of where they're at and they want to move up. In that case, you can look at all of my other videos. I have a whole playlist on chicken behavior, and that includes how to deal with bullies, how to quarantine, how to integrate new chickens, but you can look at that there. But the other reason, and this is what I think I was going through, is, again, let's say that your flock, everybody's been doing fine, you haven't added any new birds, there's not really any stressors or anything weird going on, everybody's been getting along fine, but suddenly you find that like there's one chicken who's getting picked on. And that's what was happening with me with, you don't want to call him your favorite, but my favorite chicken, who is Blue, who's my Easter egger right here, was getting picked on by my 2 alphas, Lacey, who's my Wyandotte, and then Gracie, that barred rock I was showing you. Those are the girls who are in the 1 and 2 spot, and they started picking on Blue. And these girls have been with each other for years. They're all around the same age. They're all around the same size, kind of. And it was like, what is going on? Why are you guys suddenly not getting along? And I did some research. And the other thing you need to be aware of, and this is why I wanted to jump on and record, is other than, like I said, somebody just not being happy in their social spot anymore, they want to bump up and they're trying to challenge. The other reason is that the flock can sense something is wrong with that chicken. And if you've watched my other videos, you know that chickens will hide pain, they will hide injury, they will hide illness, because they don't want to seem weak to the rest of the flock. And that's not like, I'm playing tough and I'm totally fine. That's because out in the wild, the flock does not want to attract predators, whether it's the smell of blood or somebody flopping around in the brush because they've been hurt, or being a predator being able to smell disease or illness or weakness. So a flock will say, hey, you're acting like you're sick, like you're weak, like there's something wrong with you. Get away from the rest of us, because we don't want you bringing predators over here. We'd rather just send you out by yourself and wish you luck. And if the predator comes to get you, then they get only you. And so what you need to be aware of, if the bullying starts suddenly, like I always say, be out with your flock, be watching. Is everybody doing chicken stuff? They're preening, they're drinking, they're eating, their color's bright, etc., etc. But if that's happening, you kind of need to figure out, is it there's one instigator, there's one bully who's causing the problem, and in that case, I say lock them up for a week or 2. But if everybody's picking on one chicken, chances are, unfortunately, and again, this is assuming that this is not a brand new chicken you just added or anything like that, that they've all been together for a while, chances are the chicken that they're picking on, there's something wrong with them. and the rest of the flock can sense it, that they're seeing. You can tell Blue is now wary of her because she's been chasing her around a little bit. So I'm keeping a close eye on Blue. I think honestly she's just older. You can see her, she's all fluffy. She's going through a molt. I think the molt just hit her hard and she was just acting like she doesn't feel good. But you need to keep an eye out because the flock may be indirectly telling you there's something wrong with this bird. Either they're just older and they're getting weaker and it's getting close to their time. Maybe they've got some kind of injury that they've been hiding. So do that medical check that you can see right here. Go check them. You can do it in the night when everybody's sleepy and they're easy to grab. Just have a lamp or a flashlight with you, or you can catch them during the day. And then just be watching them, because I really trust my chickens. I trust my flock. I know that I don't know as much about chickens as they know about each other. And so if they sense something and they're treating somebody differently, there is a reason. And I hope that makes sense. I know it's a little bit of a convoluted video, but if you're noticing bullying happen, and again, you haven't changed any factors, you haven't, I don't know, added a new coop or dropped in a whole bunch of baby chicks, or we just added 3 more to the flock, or something that's a stressor. If it's the same normal, like, hey, everything's been fine for a while, and suddenly that social order is messed up, you hear somebody's getting picked on, there's some bullying going on, you need to come out and watch. Like I said, is it one bully who's causing the problem? And in that case, like I said, you need to remove them and quarantine them for a while. But if everybody's picking on one chicken, you need to keep an eye on that chicken, because there's a possibility that there's something going on with them. And do the medical check, watch that chicken, check their droppings to see if you see any worms in the droppings. You're welcome to deworm them if you haven't done that in like 6 months. And I'm always here to help. Here's my email address. But I did want you to be aware of that, because this is something that I was dealing with recently. I'm hoping that it's over, and Blue just had a rough molt and just didn't feel good. But I need to keep an extra vigilant watch on her now, because there may be something more going on that I just don't know yet. So again, I'm always here to help. I'm helping people all the time with bumblefoot stuff that's going on, and bullying, and integrating new chickens. And I'm new to chickens. What chickens should I buy, and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm here. You are welcome to contact me, and I hope that this helps you a little bit. Thanks.